Okay, so hello, welcome to the first devlog of the Sphere Lab. It's pretty rainy right for today, my city, so I don't think we would do most of the experiments that are to be done outside. But today I'm planning to just work on the solutions that were made previously for one of my experiments and one of my research projects. I would like to redo that experiment here again, basically make the solution that's required in it, like suspension, to be honest, not just a solution. And I had just tested a single variation of that suspension, so I think I can make different kinds of variations by varying the amounts of the components that are present in the suspension itself and how those are mixed and how they are treated after being mixed. So I would just like to try that. This is the very first develop, so there is not much to do, to be honest. And yeah, I don't think we'll be doing many major experiments in this lab for now, because I would be changing states. I would leave this lab and we would set up a new lab on in the room that we would be shifting in. So let's see what happens. We'll just run a few small experiments for a few days and note anything that we find. Maybe we find something new. We might find something that's already been done, but anything can happen. So, okay. So let's first turn on the lights. Not this one. So I already have my gear. I have my gloves on. I have my lab coat on. Only thing that I need other than that is a mask. Not, those protective masks that you wear in very dangerous chemical experiment, because this is not chemical experiment that's really dangerous. It's a really simple experiment, to be honest. So we don't need much protection. Not any kind of filters or something like that. I'll just grab these as well. Yeah. So since I need to make different kinds of variations for the same solution, and since it's not a biological solution, I'm planning to use these plastic vials, polypropylene vials, I guess. And these were very cheap and available on Amazon, so we are going to use that. And along with this, a test tube rack as well, which is used for blood samples, but we can use it for storing this also. It just makes it easier to keep track of and also travel with it anywhere that you want. We will be using that. Next thing, we need this measuring spoons and cups and all. Really essential, to be honest. Okay, and yeah. A weighing scale is really important. A small weighing scale. That one is also really cheaply available on Amazon and several other sites, to be honest. Then funnels, a large one, this is a small one. And we need glassware as well. Two beakers. One is 200 ml, the other one is 100 ml. Borosilicate beakers. A plastic beaker as well. This one is polypropylene. And this is a glass rod, a stirring rod. Mix everything up. Then what else do we need? Oh yeah, we need this too. Wait, I don't think we might need this, but I'm just going to keep it here. This is a homemade spinning machine made with cardboard, aluminum foil, with plastic, a DC motor, and a control circuit. basically spin any kind of substrate that is put here in this circle. It spins really fast, not as fast as the ones that you find commercially available or in industries or in labs, but it's pretty fast and it's just enough for what we do in this lab and for the research that we are doing. I'm going to keep it. Oh my god, I almost just fucked it up there. Okay, we need this too. And now this one. I always got the wrong material. So. Okay. This. And this. This thing is to stir stuff continuously. We might need this. So I'm just going to keep it here. This too. Droppers. Those are 3 ml droppers made with plastic. I think we could use this instead of the plastic ones. It's much better to use a glass one. It's easier to clean and we don't waste material by doing that. What else do we need? Okay. The next thing that we would need is this. The next thing we need is chemicals. All of the components that are required to build heat suspension. Not sodium dioxide. Yeah. Graphite. Oh fuck. Like that, so I don't fuck it up. Graphite is really important for this, and then the whole suspension is based on providing a thin layer of graphite. So graphite, finally, a fine powder of graphite that is used for industrial purposes, but we can find it easily on Amazon and other sites. It's not really that hard to find, and it comes by for really cheap, really cheap. Next thing we need are these two chemicals: isopropyl alcohol, ethanol. So I used to previously use ethanol because it was the most readily available where I live, and I could order it online in like 5 minutes using quick commerce platforms. So this was the one that I had used in all of my previous experiments in my research. I've been thinking that we should also try using isopropyl alcohol since it dries up much faster. It is available in much more concentration than ethanol, which is in the form of a hand sanitizer. So it should dry up faster and it should give much better results, I guess. But let's see what happens. I haven't tested it yet. Okay. Okay, I guess that's all we need, to be honest. We are just making a suspension so we don't need anything else. Okay. I just said, oh wait, I also got. We need something to document our data. I have a covered for all of my documents. Second loss. No problem, we have this. My main book is downstairs in my bedroom, so I cannot access it right now, but I can use this. I had this small slip pad in my cupboard, so I would use this for now. And I have a lot of pens in my pockets. Pens, markers, highlighters. These strange highlighters that have a brush pen and a marker on both ends. Okay, so we would just set this up. And other than that, I usually use a tablet to keep note of, for basically keep an electronic note of what I'm doing and to view stuff if I need it. Just to Google anything that I feel is important. That's really necessary. Or maybe in a few occasions I use it to play music. when I feel like it. A recorder as well. For some reason, I keep this around the lab. I also use it in the bedroom. It just, allows me to work calmly whenever I'm frustrated. I play this. I play a few marching songs from the Napoleonic era. I've been very much into Napoleonic history as of now because of a specific game known as Guts and Black Powder. So that's all we need. We just need to set this up. You can also use a whiteboard if you want to mark down what you're going to do, to mark up your schedule or something, or what quantities are you going to use temporarily. I won't use it here, even though I have a whiteboard just behind the camera setup. I have a tablet, so why would I use it? Okay. How the fuck did I get the password on that? Okay. Let's go. A mask is really important. Even if you're not working with dangerous chemicals, there is a high chance that you may be exposed to a product that can be toxic for you. You never know. It might be a problem with the vessel that you're using to conduct the experiments in. It might be because of the environment that you are conducting the experiments in. So masks are a must. Even if you don't have gloves, you at least need a mask if you're working with chemicals and anything that can, be airborne. This bag hurts. Fucking hell. Okay. The results for SCR were released this morning, a few hours back actually. Well, our project didn't get through, and I think I know the reason why. Okay, I'll just put up my OneNote here. So when I was submitting the write-up for the STIO competition, I didn't put my heart into it. I just, just a few hours before the deadline, I decided, okay, I should complete it now. And then I started writing it. So it wasn't really that great, I guess. Not up to their standards. And I didn't use a lot of citations as well. And one of the major things that I think is the reason that we didn't qualify was that field doesn't really exist that much in several competitions. I might be wrong, I can be wrong, but in physics, it's almost just applied mathematics that gets submitted by most of the students. In biology, our product doesn't really relate in biology because it's mostly, we are not working with any biological samples or anything like that. We are working with humans, but that doesn't really fall into biology. Computer science, again, no, because it's not, a computer science project. It doesn't work on computer systems, network systems, programming, anything like that. It's not focused on developing that area, not chemistry as well. So, I don't know, maybe that could be a reason, but let's not talk about that. We should focus on what we're doing right now. First of all, the date today, which is 17/07/2026. I'll write my name also in case anyone from the future ever finds this. It's somehow preserved. They discover that these experiments were done by me. Okay. Okay, so we would need a beaker, a plastic beaker. I just Go get some water from the tap that's nearby, because it doesn't really matter if you have clean water or not in these experiments, because it does matter. What the fuck am I talking about? It's going to be clean water, so I don't have to care a lot. I don't have to boil it, I'm sure. I'll just get the water. Weather in Raipur is going hella crazy nowadays, to be honest. One day it's extremely humid, hot, and sunny. The other day it's a wet hell. It just doesn't stop raining the day afterwards. I don't know why. I mean, it could be explained through physics and weather forecasts. Like weather sciences. If I'm talking weather forecast, how would that affect it? Weather sciences could explain it a bit more. But I just find it weird that how can you go from like 35 degrees Celsius, by the way, on one day, then a heavy thunderstorm, maybe the next day or maybe the next hour. You never know. It's Raipur. Okay, so I have my water here, clean water, and I have my beaker here. So there are a few variations that I want to try out. First would be the variation in the amount of concentration of the isopropyl alcohol or the ethanol. Second variation would be, the variation in the amount of graphite that's being added to the suspension. Third variation would be the amount of PV. Oh yeah, I didn't mention that I also need glue for the experiment because it contains PVA or polyvinyl. I forgot. It's so hard to pronounce the full form of PVA. There's no form. Polyvinyl. I always get confused in the full form of PVA because I guess there's one more thing known as PVAH and this is PVA, so it's a bit confusing. But yeah, I guess I'll cut this out. It will make me look dumb. Okay, this is a 100 ml borosilicate beaker. I got it from a local supplier. Chhattisgarh Scientifics, I guess, in Raipur. If anyone wants to buy some lab equipment, they can find it there. It's really at a reasonable price. It's really cheap, and you can find almost anything there that's related to simple chemistry, physics, or biology. Okay, so I was just pulling up one note here so that I can note what I'm doing. Yeah, by the way, I use a tablet for noting down the stuff that's being done, like how much of the amount of the chemicals that I've added to the solution, how much of the water that's being added, how much would be the concentration. To arrange everything like that, I'm using the tablet. It's much easier to do. You can use different kind of colored pens in that. It's just simple and a no-brainer to use a tablet for that. And for the summary, I use a notepad to have a physical record of everything. After each step, I keep a summary of what's being done. Okay, so for the first experiment, we would use the classic recipe, which is 20%. Wait, is it 20% or 79 to 21? Wait, I have to pull up the drive here. I just want to see what amount were we using previously. It has been like 5 months since I've made the solution, and I've been using the same suspension over and over for all of the experiments, so I've lost track of how much we are using. Oh well, the internet doesn't work as well. Mm. I just paused recording. Oh shit, I've almost. Fuck. It would have been shower. Okay, so the previous methodology that we were using, required around 20% of the graphite, GPH, then 79% of the alcohol solution, and last 1% of PVA. And that's for the 20-gram solution. First, let's see how much can fit into this. The amount of water would decide. Okay. Open it up, turn it on. And we use the dropper about wait. I don't have any napkins. Yeah. All good. Nothing ever happened. Okay. So that's around 1 gram. You can just do this instead. Okay. 3.15. Okay, thank you. I should also grab the notes from the cover. There is this. Forgot the PDS now. Okay. So let's start experimenting. So the first vial would be the same as before. So what I'm planning is, since we have different colored vials, we can obviously note everything on the top as well. I mark the ethanol ones with red on the top here, and for the isopropyl ones I won't do anything. For the concentration, we can have 4 types of concentrations. So yeah, these four colors, and same goes for the or maybe in each color we would try the different variations of graphite and all. Let's see what happens though. You can just use random files too, that doesn't hurt, to be honest. It won't make much of a difference, other than it would be harder in organizing stuff. This shit can ruin your clothes and everything. You have to be careful while using this. It's a fine powder, gets everywhere, could have even get into your nose. It could be GG's for you. I don't know what's the effects of breathing graphite. So yeah, not really sure. You can just use the tip that's here. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab the smallest spoon there is. Once you have used these measuring cups and spoons for your lab purposes, don't ever use them for kitchen purposes. The remarkable last doesn't condone people putting graphite and other volatile substances in their food. Okay. So for 3 grams, sorry, you would need, oh yeah, the face ID isn't working. You need less than gram, I guess. Yeah, 0.63 grams. Point 15, 0.35. Fuck. 0.75, that's too much. I just dropped something, but I don't give a fuck right now, bro. Okay, so it's 0.69. Oh, nice number. But since it's a, you know, paper container, some of it is going to stick to the walls of this cup. So when we pour this into the borosilicate beaker, some of it is going to be lost. We are going to account for that and just select 0.69 grams of graphite. Okay. Keep this aside. Clean this up. That's the thing with working with powders and stuff, especially graphite. The mess that it creates. I have lost so many shirts due to graphite and a rubber polymer that I was using. God, I really hate this stuff. So we can apparently calculate weight of this lid or the air that's inside this, what could we call this cover, whenever it's covering the, or maybe it's just, you can also measure how it affects, but that's not important. How can get to a point. Now time for this, and since 1% of PVA is going to be really negligible, I'm just going to eyeball it and just add a small drop of PVA. Okay, so I'm now starting to stain this thing. I shouldn't have taken off the cover, Okay, do that. Tar it. What the fuck am I doing? I should first calculate how much do I need. .48 grams. Okay. Oh, wow, that was really accurate. Yep. 2.48. So then get the larger 200 ml beaker, or we could just use this one. We don't need this one right now. I just want to measure it once more. Be sure, Okay. You can just mix it around. since it's a little, you know, thick and would be harder for me to pick up with this. Just add a little bit of water, less than 1%, I guess, maybe around 1 to 2%, much better. And this really small drop of PVA. Clean this up. Okay, let's start transferring it this way. I will use the plastic one because I know that it's going to steam the glass ones. Look, what did I tell you? Then I have to do a water wash. That's this all. Just add a little bit of water and also a little bit of ethanol. Mix it with this. And I have to note down in the notebook what did we do, whatever we did just right now. I have to wash this one again. Oh, fuck. back to watching my beaker. Okay, next experiment. First, let's mark this one. This means it's made with ethanol. This was around 20% graphite. It would go down next time. Might not be 20%. Let's see. Just marking it. The concentration for this. Okay. Next we do the same thing, but with isopropyl. Before I start anything, I need to note down stuff. I should probably note down that I added how much, this much of water and alcohol again back into the solution. 0.40. As I like to use this one. It's much easier to mix things. Start again. We would again. Do the maths. This time we will use 10%. The next time we will use 5%. That just means 0.3. What is that for? Hence it's not. So it's 90. How much is D9? 2.8 this time. Zero point 7. Point 39. 75. A little bit more. As well as a little bit of water, like we did that one. Hmm. 10 grams. This. I could just low-key do this, just directly add this. Set up that bullshit. Not 10 grams. Oh my god, I was just going to fuck it up. 0.3 was for 10%. Done. 0.31. Time to mix. Again, a little bit of that, around 1%. After you've added the PVA, it starts to become a little bit more viscous than it was before. Exactly what we need. Okay, we'll add this to our second container. Perfect. Better than before. Add this as ethanol too. Use permanent blocker for this. Okay. And clean this up as well. Bro, what the fuck are you? Oh shit, that's a fucking beetle. Oh, that's good. Now I've come here. I'm sorry, dude. We cannot just close the door on him, no! He will get crushed if I close the door. He is not willing to go away. Fuck. Okay. Let's continue. I guess. Same thing. I'm a high school researcher. I can do that shit. I don't have a proper lab. What am I supposed to do? I don't even have enough tissues in this lab. And it doesn't really matter, to be honest. Okay. Tardesh. Okay. This time, we also forget that I have to measure stuff out first. And we're gonna do 5%. So, 0.05 to 2.15. 0.05. 1.5 grams of the powder. That means (2.9 grams of ethanol. .9 grams. 0.1 grams of graphite. Okay. Almost forgot that we have to loosen the shade up a bit, so we're also going to add 0.2 grams of water. Oh. Even if I try to add 8 grams using 1%. I don't think it will make much of a difference. Okay, so it's done. I mean, the isopropyl alcohol runs are remaining, but the ethanol ones are done. So we're going to take a short lunch break. We'll go downstairs, have some lunch. I'll come back, complete whatever's left. And then tomorrow, or maybe in the evening today, we can see how these perform. Most possibly tomorrow, because I also have some other work lined up today, so let's see what happens. 5. Before going for lunch, I would have to clean everything up so that it doesn't get settled on the glass and also and all the other wares, lab equipment, and then ruin my stuff forever. So we can clean this a little bit, clean the glassware, clean the droppers, clean the electronics, clean the table itself, and after that we would go for lunch. Okay, let's go. First of all, take this for the isopropyl, and I will take a completely new batch of water. Oh wow, I cannot clean it. Well, that's why, as I said, glasses are the best one for this purpose, to be honest. Graphite just clings on to every plastic somehow, except a few, but it manages to stick to polypropylene really well. Got. I think I don't need to clean the table. Just leave it like this. And also wash my gloves as well. Okay.